वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे न्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि वंशाभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Guruji.
Yes, Prabhuji, just it is getting echoed.
Yeah. Now it's okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, now it's
Yes,
fine.
Guruji.
I'm not able to hear you.
Yes, Prabhuji, now it's fine. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you hear us?
Yes, now I'm able to hear. This is okay or still echoing?
Looks fine, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, fine now. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. 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 So we are on the 13th. You are able to see the screen shared? Can I share the screen? I need the
Yes,
sharing
Prabhuji.
rights.
I just gave you the rights.
Okay. So this was the thing which we were seeing last time, that the Lord has made this arrangement that everybody works in cooperation. So the operation, when it is done with cooperation, it is done effectively.
Prabhuji, Prabhuji, sorry to interrupt. Can you make it full screen because we can see all the slides?
This is okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So this is a very good example of cooperation, originally made possible by the Lord only. So we see that in the top we have Parameshwara, and then he has given knowledge in terms of Vedas, and from that knowledge of the Vedas we understand what is our prescribed duties, karma. And then when we are doing our prescribed duties, that karma which is prescribed becomes a sacrifice to please the Lord. That is called as yajna. When that yajna is done, the Lord is very pleased. And then the nature provides when we are doing our prescribed duties in terms of rains, which is like a source of sustenance that gives us food, and then by that we are maintained. For example, the owner of the company makes the system that there are some trainee engineers, there are some group leads, then there are some executive managers, there are some general managers, there are, the whole team is there. So if everybody does their job, say a trainee engineer does his job, then he is promoted. And then if he does job there nicely, then he is given to become a team leader. So there is a reciprocation. You work what is prescribed to you, and then your things are taken care by the company. You are given more facilities. So this is in a small company. So similarly, the Lord takes care of this whole universal company. So universal company also runs on the same. Just a minute, I need to shut the windows. I hope there is no much background noise.
No, Prabhuji, now it's fine.
So there is a cooperative efforts on the universal level, on our company level, even on the family level. We see that in family also different people are there doing different activities, and then like husband does his work, the wife does his work, her work, and the children also they do their work, and then collectively the family functions very nicely. So we see that the activities, when they are cooperatively done, then the things are taken care nicely. So here also there is a cooperation amongst demigods, the living entities, and on the top the Lord is there. So one thing we understand, that the whole world is made in such a way that he has to take help of somebody else. तो भगवान ने हमको बनाया ही ऐसे है कि हम एक दूसरे को मदद कर सके और एक दूसरे का मदद ले सके. इसलिए देखेंगे कि ये दुनिया में कोई भी परफेक्ट नहीं है. तो हमको बहुत बार लगता है कि हम परफेक्ट क्यों नहीं है. किसी को somebody is very good at profession, but then he is not so good at dealing with people to people. Some people are very good at people to people, but then they are not having good health. Some people feel that their health is good, but then they are not very intelligent. Some people are intelligent also, healthy also, but then they are not rich. Some people you find, so we see that there is always lack in our life. अगर हम देखेंगे तो किसी को लगता है कि मैं और थोड़ा सा स्मार्ट होता तो अच्छा था, आई वुड हैव बिकम अ परफेक्ट मैन, लाइक दैट. तो भगवान ने हम सबको ऐसे इम्परफेक्ट, इनकम्प्लीट बनाया है. तो उसका भी एक रीजन है. क्यों? क्योंकि इम्परफेक्ट, इनकम्प्लीट होने के कारण हम एक दूसरे को सहायता करते हैं और दूसरे का सहायता लेते हैं. एंड दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जैसे अगर कोई किसी चीज में एक कमी है उसके जीवन में, तो वो दूसरों का मदद लेता है. ही बिकम्स हम्बल. वो दूसरों के प्रति नम्र रहता है. वो बोलता है कि मुझे भी जरूरत है दूसरों की. सो दैट अप्रोच, दैट काइंड ऑफ मेंटालिटी इज वेरी कंड्यूसिव टू अंडरस्टैंड कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस, कि आई एम ऑल्सो इन नीड. आप देखेंगे ये दुनिया में जब ऐसा होता है तो लोग सुनने के लिए तैयार हो जाते हैं, कुछ चीजें कोऑपरेटिवली करना चाहते हैं. कब? when they feel the need that I need others help. तो भगवान ने हम सबको ऐसे बनाया है कि at all the time we need somebody's help. जब हम छोटे रहते हैं तो माता पिता के we need their help. When we are young, we need help of our friends. When we are old, we need help of our sons and daughters. So we see that at all the time we are dependent. But then only a proud person feels that he is independent. He doesn't need anybody. He can stand on his own leg, and then he has the capacity to do anything and everything by his own. But then that is not a very good conducive understanding to progress. तो यहाँ पे हम देख रहे हैं कि कैसे भगवान ने अरेंजमेंट किया है कि जो जीव है वो डिपेंड है प्रकृति के ऊपर. प्रकृति डिपेंड है हमारे, जैसे हम कर्म करते हैं उसके अनुसार प्रकृति बिहेव करती है. और जो देवी देवता है वो प्रकृति के संचालन करने वाले हैं. दे आर कोऑर्डिनेटर्स, and then the owner is Krishna, like that. So that is the material management structure of the universe. तो अभी हम देख रहे हैं कि तो ये जो हुआ, जो हम देख रहे थे यहाँ पे, this is called as a karma kanda. Karma kanda means we do material good things. That is called as a good karma. And then we get good reaction to live in this world happily. So that is called as a karma kanda. लोग हम देखते हैं कि एक दूसरे का मदद करते हैं, या कुछ पूजा करते हैं, या कुछ उनको लगता है कि कुछ पुण्य मिलेगा उससे. लेकिन उसका the goal is to be happy in this world. So that is called as a karma kanda, like that. Now the third thing comes is exemplary karma yogis. The point is going on about the karma. So first Krishna talks about the need of helping each other, need of
accepting the superior power. ये दुनिया में हम देखते हैं कि बहुत बार लोग भगवान के ऊपर विश्वास नहीं करते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि उनको लगता है कि why do I need some superior power? Because all power is in my hand only. I have a big bank balance. I have my influence. I have some good connections in the high officials, and everything is on my kind of fingertips. Whatever is needed, I can get it done. Why do I need superior power? So this is a very unfortunate situation where person feels that he doesn't need anybody above him. But then the Vedas, they are kind of channelizing us, guiding us to accept some superior authority. जैसे हम देखते हैं कि कोई आदिवासी है, तो आदिवासी तो they are like living in jungles and not very great culture, but then they also accept some authority. They worship the mountains, they worship the trees, they worship river, they worship like that. So the point is this only, that our life has to be, somebody who is there above, and for his pleasure we do things. So that is a then we are on the track. Yeah, so now Lord starts giving the examples to show to Arjuna that this is how a karma yoga should be done. Yeah. So here in this 17 to 19 shloka, Krishna is talking about how the person who is self-realized doesn't need any okay, I'll just share. You are able to see the shloka? So this is the, yeah. So this is the 17th shloka. Yastvatmaratirev syadatmatrutascha manavah atmanyeva cha santushtasya karyam na vidyate. But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of the self-realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. So a person who is understanding oneself as the soul, and then he is taking pleasure in that identity as soul, for him there is no duty. That means in such situation he is above all duty. The way person who has worked very hard and then he is given a VRS, like he is given a voluntary retirement scheme, and then he is retired now. So now he doesn't need to go back and do the company work. Now he has a more family work to do, no professional work to do. So similarly, Krishna conscious person also, he is like a retired person from the official work, and now he can focus on more family oriented thing. And for such a person, his family is Krishna's family. So now he starts doing Krishna conscious work, replacing his professional work. So like that. So many times people feel that why devotees, they don't work. Yes, the devotees, they don't work professionally, but then they are working socially. So they don't stop working, but then the way the retired person stops professional work and focuses more on social work. Somebody can read the next translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
Prabhuji, I have a request. Is there some? मेरे को ना सुनाई ही नहीं दे रहा है. I mean, very hard of hearing now. तो अगर आप अपने सेटिंग में थोड़ा कुछ कर सकते हो तो. I'm so sorry for troubling in the middle. I will read the translation.
No, is this more clear than before?
Yes, Prabhuji. 100%.
Okay, take it.
Thank you so much.
Hare
I
Krishna.
will read this. Okay.
Yes.
A self-realized man has no purpose to fulfill in the discharge of his prescribed duties, nor has he any reason not to perform such work, nor has he any need to depend on any other living being.
Yes. So this is a understanding given that a self-realized person, he has no purpose to fulfill in the discharge of his prescribed duties. For example, when we are performing our duties in this world, we have some responsibility. Responsibility means we have responsibility to earn money. We have responsibility to support the family. We have responsibility to be a responsible. So that is our responsibility. So, but then person who is self-realized, he is freed from that responsibilities. Just a minute. Haribol, I'm in class. I'll call you. Yeah. For example, when the some person is working very nicely in the company, and then the boss is so happy with this employee because he has got 100 crore deal for the company. He has got a very nice business for him, and the manager is very happy with him. So manager becomes so happy that he says that, my dear employee, I am so happy with you that you take 2 weeks off, and then we sponsor your trip to London, like that. You go with your family and enjoy. So then for 2 weeks he just goes and have nice time. So now that time he doesn't have to care, oh, 2 weeks I'm going, what about my sick leaves or other leaves? Are they going to be exhausted by that 2 weeks, or whether I'll get the salary in that 2 weeks? or you don't have to ask that. When the manager is telling that, okay, you go, that means all other things are taken care and still you go. So similarly, somebody who is pleasing the Lord, he can only avoid such kind of freedom from the official duties. Nobody else can. Just imagine somebody is working nicely and then he just takes 2 weeks off from the company without telling anybody. So he will be punished. He will be asked to quit the company. So one was told, okay, you take 2 weeks off. Somebody took 2 weeks off, but the difference is that one took off with the blessings by the will of the manager. Other took without the will of the manager. So similarly, somebody who is self-realized, who is pleasing the Lord, wo situation mein, then he is given vacation. He is given vacation from that. Okay, you all can repeat this shloka. Tasmadasakta satatam.
Tasmadasakta satatam.
Tasmasatam satamam
Karyam
तस्मादसक्तं
karma
सततं
samachara.
कार्यं कर्म समाचर
karyam karma samachara
Asakto hyacharan karma.
सक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म
asakto ya karma
Paramapnoti purushaha.
परमाप्नोति पुरुषः
paramapnoti purushna.
Somebody else can read the translation.
Yes, Guruji.
Please go ahead.
Therefore, without being attached to the fruits of activities, one should act as a matter of duty, for by working without attachment, one attains the supreme.
Yeah. So here we see that when one acts without attachment. So when somebody is acting like that, then it becomes one attains the Supreme Lord. What it means is, generally in this world, people are very attached to things when they do. Like in the before also, we are seeing that how when somebody feels that he is independent, he doesn't want subordination to somebody, then such person invites so much trouble in his life, and then he is not only inviting trouble in his life, he is troubling others also. I was hearing very nice, interesting story regarding this Janmashtami. Would you like to hear that story?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Yeah. Kimaya is very happy to hear that story. So I'll share that story.
I am.
So what has happened is, if you see that Devaki is very cultured, very nice, gentle. But then how come that Devaki had a brother demoniac like Kamsa? That is very surprising. That in the nice kingly family, this Kamsa, he was almost like a Ravana and Kumbhakarna and that type of demon. So how does that happen? So Mahabharata describes that Kamsa, like the king of the Yadu dynasty, who was this because there were different types of dynasties there that time, 5,000 years back. And the Ugrasen Maharaj, he was the king of the Yadavas. And then he had a queen named Padmavati. So when Padmavati had gone to her home, that time, one demon named Drumila, who was very much behind this Padmavati, being very attracted, he wanted to enjoy the company of Padmavati. So with this ill intention, he transformed himself as exactly looking like a Ugrasen Maharaj. And then he went to the home of Padmavati. And taking this opportunity, the Kalanemi, one of the very great Asura, who was killed by Vishnu, took this chance to enter into this demon Drumila. And then through this Drumila, Padmavati got the son, who was this Kalanemi. So this Kalanemi was a demon, but now he got the birth in as a prince with all the facilities, and he was very demoniac because that was the demon residing in that Drumila. And that's how we find that he was very demoniac to the degree that he wanted to kill his own brother, sister, even father he put in prison. So when Kamsa became very powerful at one point of time, then he wanted to kind of show his powers. So when he wanted to show his powers, he was going from one place to another. So when he was going from one place to another, he knew that he has a great competitor, Lord Vishnu. And if he has to fight with Vishnu, then he needs help of so many other allies. And all the asuras which you see in Krishna Lila, can you name some of the asuras which you have heard till now?
Ravan.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
No, I am asking the demons in Krishna Lila. Krishna ने जिनको मारा था.
Dhenasur.
Okay.
Kalyavar. Yeah.
Okay. Or
Aghasur,
Aghasur.
Bakasur,
Aghasur, Bakasur. Yeah.
Bhagasur. Okay. Or
Dhenukasur.
Dhenukasur.
Kansa was also demon actually.
Yes, yes.
Putna.
Keshi demon.
Yes. Yes. Putana.
Trinavarta.
Trinavarta.
Madhusudan. Krishna is called as Madhusudan. Some
Yeah, so that is Madhu was the demon.
Madhu was the
He
demon.
was
Yeah.
killed by
Vyomasur.
Vyomasur. Okay, it appears that Lalitru knows many demons.
Yeah, Prabhuji, because kids know so many demons.
Okay. So, these so many demons which we hear, they were the in that whole area. And then Kamsa, being very powerful, wanted to get this demon at his side. And then he used to go and challenge these demons. You fight with me, and if you win, I will become your servant. If you are defeated, then you become my servant. And that's how he fought and defeated Chanura, Mustika, Toshala, very great wrestlers. Then he went on fighting with Bakasura, Aghasur, Vyomasur, Aristasur, Keshi demon. So all these demons, they were very powerful, but then Kamsa was far superior in power to these demons. And then he captured them and kept them on under his custody. So when he had gone to Mahendra Parvat once, then he was so restless because there was nobody to fight with him. He was taking that mountain and trying to shake it, just kind of, because his hands were so much itching. So in that, he was doing time to time, roaming around in that mountain. So one great sage was meditating on the top of that Mahindra mountain. So his name was Parshuram, who is very powerful, known for killing the kings and kshatriyas all over the world. He had made the whole world, he killed all the kshatriyas in this earth 21 times. Like he will just have a marathon killing. वो अपना परशु लेते थे और पूरे वर्ल्ड में जाते थे सब लोगों का मारने के लिए. जो भी राजा थे सबको उड़ा देते थे. पूछते नहीं थे कि आप कौन है, क्या है, अच्छे हैं, बुरे हैं. So ऐसा किया उन्होंने 21 बार. So very powerful. So this Kamsa, he angered this Parshuram. Parshuram came down, and then Kamsa understood his mistake, that I have taken a wrong kind of situation. So then he fell flat to Parshuram. He said, I am very sorry. I was not knowing that you are here. My intention was not to disturb you, but please forgive me. I am going now. Parshuram said, nothing going now. Now you have to fight with me. I'll teach you a nice lesson. But then he said, okay, I feel that you are a great person. So I want to test you before I fight with you. He said, if you can take this bow, dhanush, अगर मेरे धनुष को तुम प्रत्यंचा चढ़ा सकते हो, if you can tie my dhanush, then I'll know that you have some power. If you do that, then I'll not fight with you. Then you can go. If you don't do, then I'll kill you. So then he took that bow. That was the most famous dhanush which Parshuram was having. That was known as a Shiva dhanush. That was used by Shankar ji in the fight. So that dhanush was weighing 3,000 kilos. So that was the weight of that dhanush. So you can imagine the power of Parshuram and power of these people. He was carrying that dhanush all the time with him. And he was fighting with that. So Kamsa took that, and Kamsa was also powerful. So very easily he tied and then showed that he's the powerful. So then Vishwamitra said, okay, very nice. So he said, now you keep this bow with you only. I'm very happy with you. And he said that whoever breaks this bow will be the person who will kill you. So you keep this dhanush with you. And that's how this dhanush came to Mathura along with Kamsa. And that's how Kamsa, वो बहुत केयरफुल रहते थे कि ये धनुष को कुछ हो नहीं जाना चाहिए. तो धनुष के लिए उन्होंने बहुत बड़ा पहरेदार लगाए थे, अपने आदमी लगाए थे वहां पे कि कोई धनुष को हानि नहीं पहुंचाए. But then that's how the first kind of warning कृष्ण ने दिया कंस को, जैसे ही वो आए मथुरा में, पहले ही दिन उन्होंने वो धनुष तोड़ दिया था. To give an warning to Kamsa that I have come and be prepared. So here we see that this Kamsa, who always felt that everybody should be dependent on him and he should not be dependent on anybody, even on God. What to speak of people of this world. तो जो डिमोनियक मेंटेलिटी के लोग रहते हैं वो हमेशा यही सोचते हैं कि I will control others and there should be nobody who controls me. लेकिन हम देखते हैं कि ऐसा ये दुनिया में नहीं होता है, because everybody is controlled. Yeah. So now when we are seeing this verses, then he talks about the twentieth shloka, which talks about the example which Krishna gives. You all can repeat this shloka. I'm just sharing. Okay, are you able to see this shloka?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Karmana eva hi samsiddhim
कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम्
आस्थिता जनकादयः
आस्थिता जनकादयः
लोकसंग्रहमेवापि
लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि
सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि.
सम्पश्यं कर्तुम् अर्हसि.
Somebody can read the translation loudly.
Prabhuji, I will read. Translation: Kings such as Janaka attain perfection solely by performance of prescribed duties. Therefore, just for the sake of educating the people in general, you should perform your work.
Yeah. So you see how Krishna is developing. One, he said that everybody needs to work. Everybody, because everybody is dependent, and then they have to work in such a way that there is a cooperation and it's like there is a mutual reciprocation, give and take. So that's how the Lord has made everybody. Nobody is perfect. Everybody needs help, and then they help others and they take help from others. So that is the first platform. And then Krishna said that everybody needs to work to help and get helped. Second platform, Krishna said that those who are perfect, they don't have to work, because they are like given vacation by the higher power. They are like, because they are doing God's work, they are told, okay, holiday. So that is the higher level. Now Krishna is telling the example of Janak Maharaj, that although Janak Maharaj is self-realized, but still he is king and working very hard. So that is like higher level. What is that higher level? Here he says that Janak Maharaj तो शुद्ध भक्त है, उनको कुछ लेना देना नहीं है ये दुनिया से, लेकिन फिर भी वो अपना प्रोफेशनल वर्क कर रहे हैं एज अ किंग. क्यों? इट सेज हियर जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ एजुकेटिंग द पीपल इन जनरल. ताकि जनक महाराज तो बड़े राजा हैं, अगर वो कुछ काम नहीं करेंगे तो लोग भी फिर आलसी हो जाएंगे. तो जनक महाराज, उनको पता है कि इसका जरूरत नहीं है, मैं तो अभी भगवत धाम जा रहा हूँ, ये सब यहीं पे रहने वाला है, फिर भी वो ही इज एक्टिंग वेरी सीरियसली. क्यों? जस्ट टू ट्रेन अदर पीपल हु आर नॉट on that level. So here it comes the quality of a leader. तो leader मतलब he is not just thinking about oneself, he is thinking about others also. So that is the first definition of leader. When he starts thinking about others, he becomes leader. घर में भी हम देखते हैं, मदर ऑलवेज इज थिंकिंग अबाउट हाउ टू डू वेलफेयर ऑफ अदर्स, चिल्ड्रन, हस्बैंड, other people in the family. So that's why mother is it's like a natural leader in the home. Although she is serving, but she leads the home. Similarly, father also is taking care of the needs of others. So he also becomes one more leader. So leader doesn't mean that how many people are serving him. Leader means how many people he is serving. That makes him actual leader. Abhi recently this concept of servant leadership has emerged in the corporate world. पहले तो लोग सोचते थे कि लीडर मतलब डैशिंग kind of go getter or kind of very passionate person. लेकिन उन्होंने देखा कि ऐसे go getters are not very effective, not very when you see their output. But then they saw that people who are ready to gel with anybody, ready to do any work, ready to come to any level and give their contribution, such kind of leaders are more kind of sustainable, that kind of leadership, and that the whole group is very nicely bound together with that kind of leadership. तो ऐसा अभी that is called as a servant leadership. उसका मतलब है कि leader doesn't think himself a leader, he thinks himself as a servant. वो ये देखता है कि मैं कैसे इनको how can I do value addition, how can I support them, how can I make them successful. तो a leader always thinks that मेरे subordinate कैसे successful हो. So that is the real leader. So here also जनक महाराज का ये जो बात हो रहा है, तो जनक महाराज although he doesn't need to work, फिर भी he is working very hard. Krishna says that he is working hard because he wants to set an example. So the great souls, they do many things for the setting an example. तो जनक महाराज का example Krishna is telling. So that means Janak Maharaj is so great that even Krishna is giving his example to Arjuna. We can imagine that this is going to be a historical event, भगवद गीता, और उसमें एग्जाम्पल कृष्णा दे रहे हैं जनक महाराज का. Yeah. So this is, I'll just share. Yeah. So this is जनक महाराज, कि कैसे जनक महाराज ये जो कर्म योग जो है उसके, he is like a shining example for that. He was very detached, at the same time very expert in doing his duties. So down here we see Ram and Sita, Sita Swayamvar happening. Okay. So today I stop here. Do our devotees have any questions? So that we can give 10 minutes for question answers.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, we have not discussed this verse 12, 13th and 14th.
Okay, 12, 13, 14 is not discussed.
Yes, Prabhuji, we have not discussed. I think we have stopped on 13th and 12th, and then we have to discuss this 12, 13th. Yageshishtashan Santo Muchalte.
Okay.
14th.
Okay, next time we'll
15th
discuss.
also we have not discussed, Prabhuji.
Okay. So 12 onwards we'll discuss next time. Yeah. Okay, anybody has any questions? Okay, so by the way, now in Maharashtra and specifically in Mumbai, now the Ganesh festival will start, Ganpati Utsav, and all the roads will be jam-packed with the devotees of Lord Ganesh, and everywhere is like a full atmosphere of Ganpati, kind of we can see in the whole Mumbai. So last time also we had taken some discussion on Ganpati, that how Ganpati is a very amazing devotee of Krishna, because Ganpati was one who first wrote down Bhagwad Gita, because he was the writer, not exactly writer, he was the scribe for whole Mahabharata, and Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. So Veda Vyasamuni, he was speaking Mahabharata, and Ganesh ji, agreed to become the scribe to write it down. So in the history, Bhagavad Gita was written down first by Ganpati. So Ganpati was the first to understand and then write, because that was the rule. Vyasadeva and Ganpati, they had a mutual kind of a
Discussion.
discussion that Ganpati, he said that I am ready to write, but then you should not stop in between. It should be continuous. If you stop, I leave. I don't want that you are thinking and then I'm just waiting. No, वो नहीं चलेगा. Because I'm expert, I want work. So you should not stop in between. Vyasadeva said, okay, agreed. If you are putting a condition, I take your condition. I will not stop in between. That means Vyasadeva will be so, it's like he will compose the shlokas in that speed of Ganpati's writing. And then he has to compose how many shlokas? Not 100, 1000, one. So the Bhagwad, this our Mahabharat, that is 1 lakh shlokas. तो 1 लाख श्लोक आपको ऐसे बिना रुके कंपोज करना है. इट्स अ बिग टास्क. तो सिर्फ वो वेदव्यास ही कर सकते हैं. लेकिन वेदव्यास ने भी फिर एक कंडीशन डाला गणपति के पास कि ठीक है मैं रुकूंगा नहीं, लेकिन जब तक आपको जो मैं श्लोक बता रहा हूं उसका अर्थ नहीं समझेगा एंड तब तक आप लिखने का नहीं. When you actually understand the meaning, then only you write. So Ganpati also took that challenge because he was very intelligent. He said, yes, surely. जब तक मुझे वो समझेगा नहीं श्लोक तब तक मैं लिखूंगा नहीं. तो व्यासदेव क्या करते थे, जब भी उनको थोड़ा समय लगता था, थोड़ा मतलब उनके लिए few seconds are more than sufficient for composing the future 100 shlokas. तो वो एक ऐसा गुगली कोई श्लोका डाल देते थे, very kind of what you say, that it's like people they play the word games, that puzzle type of thing, that you say something and then he's puzzled, he doesn't understand exactly what. So in Mahabharata you will find many such puzzle shlokas, that when this shloka is told, Ganpati will be little, his processor will work on to kind of understand it. And then Vyasadeva used to get some time, few seconds, to compose his other shlokas. So in that only Bhagavad Gita was told in the part of Mahabharata. In Yuddha Parva, the Bhagavad Gita comes in Mahabharata. It's a part of Mahabharata. So Mahabharata, that means the whole Bhagavad Gita was written down by Ganapati only after understanding it. So that means as much Arjuna understood Bhagavad Gita, Ganapati also understood Bhagavad Gita, and then only he wrote it down. So that means Ganpati also accepts Bhagavad Gita as it is. And that's how we also worship Ganapati as very nice, powerful devotee of the Lord Krishna. So when we also pray to Ganapati, we pray Ganapati that, hey Ganapati, you are considered as a Vigna Harta. You remove the miseries of people. So you also please help me to remove the miseries in my devotional practice. जो मेरे भक्ति में बाधक चीजें हैं उसको कृपया आप हटा दीजिए. So that is our prayer to Ganapati, and Ganapati is very expert and very happy to help us in our bhakti going towards Krishna. So that's how we also celebrate Ganpati by asking him this benediction कि आप भी मुझे मदद कीजिए कृष्ण भक्ति प्राप्त करने के लिए. Okay, so can we take leave here?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So thank you all very much for joining every Saturday like this. I'm very happy that all of you are coming, taking out your valuable time every Saturday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you to you too.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining us and giving your very valuable time. So we should all loudly chant 3 times Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.